those magnificent men in their flying machine. They go up to the up up, they go down to the up down.
Right, hello ladies and gentlemen. I just thought I'd show you the machine gun I've made out of absolutely nothing. I'm just going again by the pictures that Adrian sent me, so if we can get it on there. I know it's not a very good picture, but I'm afraid that's the camera. So I've gone roughly by them things there. So if I can not make anyone sick, there's a bar with the holes in it. I know it's not exact scale, but it'll do. That there happens to be a little wheel inside of a wheel for a tailplane that I found. So that came in handy. These are just bits of odd balsa, cut and shaped. You know, a bit of stick balsa, that's not bad. And it's white PVA'd in, so that'll do that. And then the gun itself is mainly a bit of balsa dowel and a real hard balsa. So I could, that bit in the middle where the clamp is, that's a proper doweling rod. Basically, so you've got to have something solid so we can sit on it like the metal bracket. It's being glued with epoxy resin at the moment. And the rest of it, these little bits of metal that you can see where my finger is, they're just offcuts of old rods that I've had. And that bit of washer there, you can see the washer, that's to imitate, well, when it's all painted black it'll look the part, you know, to imitate bits. And then again a little bit of metal I've cut off and just epoxied on the top for the handle. That's a matchstick at the top here. That's a matchstick. Yeah, and then just little bits of doweling to imitate the back of the gun. I even put some handle plates on it to look like, you know, as if like it was the real thing. I mean, I know it's not exactly right, but it'll do, you know. And then obviously it will sit, when the bracket cures, it will sit on there, and that'll be that. That's the machine gun once it's painted black, and then I'll be laughing. And the other bracket for the front, I believe, is sitting here somewhere. Oh yeah, there you go. That's the bracket for the front, which goes somewhere there, on there like so. I'll be epoxied in once I get the right height. That way, that'll be that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is about it for now. So yeah, I'm just quite pleased. Bit of balsa for the magazine, bits glued on to give it that rib, look like the rib feel there. You know, once it's all sprayed up, it'll, I suppose, resemble something similar to the real thing. I mean, if you can still get them, the last time I looked at an Airfix kit version of this gun, you know, it was about 24 quid, and that was years ago. So I don't even know if you can still get them, to be honest. So, you know, I dread to think what they cost now. So it's better to make it yourself. It's more fun, you know. And little holes for the triggers dremeled out. So it's just things like that. You know, it takes about couple of hours, bit of imagination, and you're there. Okay, that's so the 2p, right? A coffee top pop and a clock, and obviously a plate. Now the thing is, this is it. The key of this is, as you can see, right, this is what I found to make the wonderful decals. Now I'll try and get a bit closer. This being I told you this se5a is a pain in the bum, right? So the decals, just so happens that there's a white ring, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a white outer ring across the blue. Most places just have the blue, the white and the red, so that's a bit more of an effort, but either way, that's what we're hoping to achieve with this video, to make the copy of them. Basically because decals, if you can get over them, are quite dear. The last time I looked, for the quarter scale, they were £50 just for the decals. So these are being made. You can choose, make them out of solar film if it's solar covered. But I've found from the past that if you're using Solartex, I tend to use Solartex, the Solartex on Solartex, because it sticks better. Okay, so obviously you've got to find the equivalent colours, red, white and blue. Okay, and once you've got the colours that you're happy with, then you go to your wing, which is here. So what you do with the wing is you find it roughly the size that you can get round it, using the picture as a guide, and that's as close as I can get to it. You know, a dinner plate, simple as, right? So you got your dinner plate, so you know that's your outer ring, and like I said, in this case you've got an outer ring. So you got that, the dinner plate, and then I found that the clock sits just about right to give that white ring, and then in the inside you take the lid off, that's in the middle, and then you got your little red dot, okay, and that will form your decal. Okay, that's the first part, right? So we got that out of the way. So bear with me now whilst I do this. Okay, I'll find a good position for this to show you. Just thought this might help. So I've obviously done, here's one I made earlier. So right, so So, hold on. Right, so what you do is like you've got your material. This is the outer one, okay? Right, I don't know if you can see it all on there. Okay, right, that's that. Right, make sure you've got a sharp scalpel blade. Okay, and then you gently cut around the edges. Like so. Take your time, because obviously, you know, the Xylotex is expensive, and you will go through a few blades because they do blunt easy with this stuff. But at the end of the day, like I say, it's worth it in the end. Now, if you just gently pull it up, see, it might be snagging in places. So if you find it snagging, which luckily it ain't, yeah, there's a bit there. So what you do is, where it's caught a bit, do that, okay. And there you have that, okay. Right, and then you see like a cake, you got your outer ring. And so after that, we've got them, and you follow it, you just keep the same process going for the other rings. Same thing, draw around them, cut them right down to the middle, and then you will end up with a result. Bear with me, I'll get it on here. And then when you put them all together, you get your decal. Ta-da! And obviously when you iron them on, you got to get them in the centre. Okay, and there's your decal. Right. Dun-dun. And there you have it, one decal. Okay, so there's your decal there, and there's the decal on the plane. So obviously it's up to you how wide you want them, but obviously I've gone with what I've got to use, so that's it. If you want it exact, then you need to measure it. I mean, you can use a compass, I suppose, and draw a circle and do it that way, but I find it easier just to use inanimate objects to draw around. Okay, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that helps anybody who's getting stuck with decals. Okay, this is probably the easiest decals I've ever had to do on an aeroplane, to be fair. And as for the gentleman that mentioned about the shit colour, as he put it, yeah, this is the colour of the scheme that's at the Shuttleworth collection, you know, and that's the way it is, I'm afraid, so I can't really help that. And as for the gaps, these are only temporary, the gaps won't be there afterwards, you know. God dear, some people are picky. Oh, jelly! Right, so I'm in the process of doing them. F9 and all that, and then I'm quite proud of this little piece. See, so I'm getting close. This is all just made out of old tubing and fine drills. Just get it together, and a bit of old tin plate I cut out with a pair of garden shears. So that's that bit. That's obviously the sight that'll go on eventually. So yeah, I'm quite chuffed with it all. You know, I know there's probably people out there who build to perfection. Okay, judging by this site, it seems that way. But unfortunately, I ain't the best. I'm just self-taught, and I just do what I do. So the way I see it is, if I'm happy with the plane, how it looks, then I'm the one that owns it and flies it. Simple as, you know. And if anyone else is there, that's the way it goes. That's how I see it, you know. So there you go. Oh yeah, and then the windscreen, this is as close as I could get it to the one that's on the picture, you know. So, and then the sight, I dare pick it up. Still wet. Right, no class. This is rough, but it'll go on. Right. So you got your sight on there, see, and then your machine gun vane, it goes over the top there onto the wing. So that's how it'll be rough. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that, because it took some working out. What's the other letters there? Okay, so I'll put it back down the way it was. Okay. Right, that's that for tonight. It's off work early in the morning. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll do. Cheerio. Bye.
Those magnificent men, those magnificent men, those magnificent men.